Hello and welcome again to Let's Play Shadows of Om. This is Policy of Madness. Last time... What did we do last time? Well, we dicked around the graveyard district. Actually, I don't remember more than that.
Vita Mortis Cario.
I'm actually glad I placed myself here because that reminds me that what we're doing this time is going to be exploring the catacombs here.
Do it. Tell me all about it.
There are traps down here. Don't actually know what that was. Hope it wasn't dangerous. Last time I was also discussing a definition of racism, with which I do not agree. And I actually ran into it again just yesterday by total coincidence.
I'm waiting. If you say so.
I won't mention the context because the context, of course, is unimportant. But the upshot is that a couple of people were talking about some kind of racial thing on the internet, and somebody else comes out with this definition of racism that, in my opinion, is quite problematic. Oops.
Tell me all.
These little spiders are worth almost nothing.
Is that all?
They are, however, let's finish the rest of this, extremely dangerous because their poison is quite deadly. They only have like 5 hit points or something stupid like that.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. 5 damage, did that one in.
Tell me all about it.
The definition of racism that I'm talking about is that racism is power plus prejudice. And that without both of these things, that racism is... what you're talking about is not racism. Oops. Unless both of these things are present. And this had the predictable, totally predictable... I just remember there's traps in here. I don't remember what they're about. cloud kill. Oh. How much damage did that do? Not very much.
Yeah. What would you
This
like?
had the completely predictable result
Tell me all
that
about it.
a lot of people disputed it, and it turned into this kind of debate almost, where some people were bringing in the dictionary definitions of racism, and other people were saying, well, you know, that's not valid, this is the valid definition,
Whatever
and this
you
is a academic definition of racism. We encountered a number of wraith spiders in the last game, and we never did find out what was special about them. Maybe we will this time.
tell me all about it.
Well, apparently it's just not very tough. Okay.
If you say so.
Credo oculos.
Of course. All glory for the Dark Mother!
Incursus pulcrum imperium.
As a drow, she has kind of high magic resistance.
Incursus pulcrum imperium.
But that doesn't help against Sunfire. This is really what we came for. As the sound effect suggests, it serves as a helmet and will deflect critical hits. So this discussion ended up completely derailed. This is a summon. It's kind of delicate. Really slow, and it generally gets a throwaway summon. This discussion ended up derailed because of these dueling definitions.
I'm waiting if that's what you want. Yes. Tell me all about it. Whatever you desire.
Always have to clean up our summons, even when that's kind of irritating. So that's what we came for here. That particular discussion was essentially just a bunch of white people complaining about something that a black person had said, saying, "This is racism." So derailing it was essentially no big deal. Not anything that... This wasn't a valuable discussion that was being lost, in other words. This was just a bunch of bullshit anyway. But it brings me back to the problems that I have with this definition. It does have this
Whatever
practical
you
problem
want.
that people just don't agree with it. And when you trot this out, and people say this is bullshit, and your defense of that is, well, this is an academic definition of racism, and just kind of leave it at that, you're basically just abdicating.
You'll have to excuse me if I stare, as you're not quite what I was expecting. From all I've been told, I was expecting someone larger.
This is based on your level. If you come in here at a high level, like I am, and I think that the level that the cutoff in here is actually not that high. It's like 13 or something. He'll say grander if you're lower level, but I'm pretty damn grand at level 18. So instead he says he expected you to be, I don't know, taller or more burly. I don't actually know. Of course, most people who have Yoshimo in their party will be directed here by Yoshimo. And then Raynal and Yoshimo will have a cool little discussion. He's going to offer us the guildhouse, which is the thief stronghold. We're not going to take it because it's a pain in the ass.
Yes, the details. How shall I put this? One of my guild houses to the south is run by a rather ambitious fellow named Maevar. Good thief, but I never liked him. Now I know why.
Guild houses to the south. He talks about like this is in another city, but it's actually still in the Docks District. I don't really understand how this city supports two thief guild houses. Alright. All of these discussions of power
What would you like?
that I have been having, these are all academic definitions of power. But just saying it's an academic definition is obviously not good enough.
Nothing to it.
Welcome to my humble establishment.
Elegant hat? I actually want to see the hat, but you can't. It's nowhere here. Let's see what he has. It looks like the cloak that we had in the last game, but it can only be used once per day. Kind of useless then. Charisma bonus is okay, but we can do better. Potion of freedom. This, I don't know why it's there. I think that's all we need from him.
Welcome to my humble establishment.
Alright. When I say that the mobilization of bias or the second phase of power means the,
Whatever
you know,
you
setting the
want.
agenda, and that this is a form of power. It's really not good enough for me to just say, if you don't agree with this, you can go take it up with Barkrot and Barrett's, who I don't even know if they're still alive. You know, I'm the one who's making this argument.
Hello, then. I certainly hope you've got a reason to be bothering me, because I'm quite busy, as you can see.
Basically, he's just torturing this dude.
Or perhaps not. Scared you, did I? Fear will keep you honest.
Until I have cause to kill you. So this is actually a really easy little, this is an exit. I don't remember where it goes. Let's find out.
If you say so.
Okay. Nobody's going to accept an explanation of the second phase of power if I just say, well, the second phase of power, mobilization of bias, is a form of power, and that's it, and if you don't like it, then basically too bad. You know, that's just, I'm the one who's bringing this up. Barkrot and Barrett's are not,
Of course.
you know, here making this video. It's not actually their responsibility to convince you that what I'm saying is correct.
I got some cheap beer for ya.
We don't really need the spells. We're just
Whatever you desire.
making it be nighttime. You can actually pick this from her when she's awake,
Is that all?
but we're not going to risk that. This is a no reload game, and our only ability to pick someone's pocket is with our ferret. I suppose we could come in here and just kill everyone, but which is what we would have to do if we tried to pick her pocket and failed. She keeps 1 gold in her chest. Look at that, 20,000 EXP for just busting her chest open. Ridiculous.
Whatever you want.
Like I said before, it's debatable whether or not convincing people that you're right is actually a priority.
Just ask.
Let's not be walking around with those spells on. Let's at least put this one up. However, this definition also suffers from a couple of conceptual problems. And one of them is that, here it is, Necklace of Talos. Don't know what the symbol of chaos is. It's not drawn well enough for us to be able to tell that.
nothing to it.
What is it?
I'll bet there was no such order. He's just so full of shit. He's a poser. Look at that. Almost 50,000 EXP between this and the 20,000 we got for a FedEx quest. It's ridiculous. Alright, let's go upstairs.
Whatever you want. If you say so.
Meant to test the Thieves' lockpicking ability. We have no lockpicking ability. But we do have the ability to just beat these locks in. It's okay.
Incurtus pulchra
I can make my strength much higher. Alright, now one of these has a terrible trap on it. So we're going to quickly loot all of these things. Run upstairs. Oh shit. Yeah, these little... One of these things is like firing arrows. Look how many of these mirrors I took off. So you can't outrun the arrows. You can't like
Of course.
leave the area and go across the room or anything, but you can not leave the area, leave that little area in that area and just like cross the room or something. But if you can come upstairs, if you can reach the stairs before it kills you, then it's still going off down there.
Greetings. I am Edwin Odesseron. You simians may refer to me merely as Sir, if you prefer a less syllable-intensive workout.
The company I keep, I ferret. This isn't really an insult. This is him being terrified of the cowled mages. Cowled wizards. If he's home, his door will be open. Why? Alright. Those arrows ought to be gone by
If
now,
that's
but we're
what you
still gonna zoom across the room to the stairs.
Whatever you desire.
The practical issue is not the only one. There's also the problem
Is
of
that all?
this allows.
I can break an arm or a leg for a copper or two.
One of these has a. Yeah. Battle axe in it. Magic battle axe. Okay.
Incurtus pulchra imperium. Veritas credo oculos.
Not this.
Vita.
Oh, you wild bastard.
Okay. Alright. I think this has a level drain trap on it. Yep. Fortunately, we are fully protected from level drain.
Incurtus.
Whatever you want.
Incurtus.
Alright. Let's go kill our wizard.
Declare yourself.
What would you like?
Incurtus pulchra imperium.
It's okay.
Incurtus pulchra imperium.
He's not very dangerous if he can't target me. I really hate those traps. They are super dangerous.
Tell me all about it. Whatever you want. If you say so.
We'll go rest in a moment. Alright, let's wait for our swords to wear off.
I'm waiting.
There's also these conceptual problems. The first one is that it allows someone to no longer be racist by just moving to another country where they have no power. There are still some people in South Africa, for instance, white people who are very upset that white people no longer rule South Africa, that apartheid is over.
Of course.
We would normally call these people racists.
If that's what you want.
We would call them racists. But because they're white people in a country that is no longer run by white people, they have very little political power, and
Is that all?
therefore, by the definition of racism that these people would like to use,
Nothing like some time ashore. All I needs is some grog and a good laugh.
Incurtus pulchra
now observe, because we have our constitution above 20, we're now regenerating.
It's a cold and dreary day when the thumb can't extend a bit of hospitality to his guests. Come, enter and be welcome at the sea's bounty.
And because the duration on it is not calculated correctly,
No trouble out of you.
we regenerated the entire night. It's pretty cool. I like that kind of bug.
Whatever
It's
you
kind of
want.
hard to buy into a definition of racism that does not capture
Just
that
ask.
type of attitude that we would normally call racism.
What would
My
you
lackeys return, and none too soon. Has the cowled fool been disposed of?
How much was he worth? 9,000.
Nothing to it.
The other practical problem is
Whatever you want. If you say so.
well, actually, that was all of it.
Of course.
You can, oops, is this Marcus? Yeah, watch this. I'm not sure if I need to do this, but I'm going to anyway.
Hello, pal.
I just can't carry anymore. You'll pick that up for me, won't you?
Not sure how much I like that, but it's kind of funny.
If that's what you want.
There's a problem with
Whatever you desire.
Welcome to my humble establishment.
any definition of racism that fails to capture people doing things that you would normally consider to be racist. But because they don't have any, because they're part of a political minority, suddenly it's no longer racism. There's a problem with any definition of racism that runs into this issue. And, you know, then there's always the issue of, well, you can make a person stop being racist by just moving them to China without changing any attitudes or actions. It just doesn't make sense. Oh, I've got a king's tear. So the definition of racism that I prefer is the common one. Don't think I want to sell those here.
Is that all? Nothing to it.
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
Right, good. Most of these things
Have a
are
look at my
worthless.
wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
I'm sure he doesn't have anything like this. Nope. Edwin's documents. This is the only magical buckler in the game as far as I'm aware. Okay.
Whatever you want.
The problem, I think, is that we're talking about group power.
Just ask.
And individuals don't always benefit from group power.
What would you like?
Do you have the documents I asked for? This matter is more important than your average simple correspondence.
Nothing to it.
I mean, people do benefit from
Whatever you want.
the power of the group
If
in
you say
which
so.
they are participants. But it's not apparent to them.
Edwin has been telling me you are at the very least competent. Fairly good at the sneaksman's trade, but a little ham-fisted when you fight. Exactly what I'm looking for.
Okay. The nature of privilege is that it's
Of course.
usually more or less invisible to the people who have it. Because privilege
If that's what you want.
is not a kind of special benefit that people have. It's ordinary benefits.
Nothing like some time ashore. All I needs is some grog and a good lass on me lap.
I really hate that. That incredibly loud sailor thing. Kind of like how he's doing now. He just sent us to assassinate you. You think that he has worse for you? I mean, I guess he could put you all in rack again. Or like Lynn, but, Alright.
Is that all?
It's the nature of privilege that the people who have it have
Nothing to it.
benefits that seem like they're normal. Just
Whatever you
normal
want.
things that everyone has. Not everyone has them, but everyone should have them. And Barl's dagger is kind of an interesting little icon. Unfortunately, it's just an ordinary dagger. Well, I think most daggers do 1d4, so this is slightly better than a normal dagger, but not as good as this.
The traitor is dead, I trust. Yes, you have his dagger. Despite your useless appearance, you have done well. Yes, yes, yes. Truth be known, I'm not listening to you.
You can say actually whatever, because he literally is not listening.
Just ask.
For instance, white people have the privilege
What would you like?
of being individuals. Whenever a white person does something terrible that makes the news,
Nothing to it.
Well, you have surpassed the exceedingly low expectations I had of you. You now have the trust of Maevar securely in hand and have proven your competence to me once more, though just barely.
conveniently. It is convenient, isn't it? He's a likable rogue, has never betrayed us. Everybody's at the damn copper cornet.
Whatever you want.
Now we can get into this room, which we could not before. Take his things. Apparently he's been reading up on the drow. You can't close those doors once you've opened them.
If you say
So I'm not going to open the second one. And actually, I think I'm going to close these doors too.
Whatever you desire.
Why would he write this letter and then keep it in his strong box? Why wouldn't he send it immediately? I don't understand this. White people have the privilege of not having the public not assume that all white people are like this.
Yes, I'm still here.
I thought of you and smiled. I love him. Look at that.
Only the last part of our deal remains to be carried out. Go and eliminate Maevar, then, with my full authority.
Man, okay. Going to level 19. Look at that. Okay, energy blades. I know most people save this to the last because they think it's not that important. Believe me, it's important. Level 8. trigger. Level 9. Spell strike. Alright. Don't actually need those spells. We've got lots of magic right now. This is something that everybody should be able to have. You know, the right to be an individual, the right to be able to say that, you know, what this other white person did has no bearing on me. And so it's often invisible to people that not everyone has this particular privilege. And it is a privilege.
Cresi alia vero.
Wait a minute. Did I do this? Not.
Whatever you want.
Incur. Incur.
Tell me all about it. Just... I'm waiting.
No one crosses the Shadow Thieves and lives. Beg for death, and I'll make it quick.
Wouldn't hurt a leg. Yeah, what would you like?
Now usually there's a bunch of shadow thieves that appear like right here. Are they actually here?
Incurtus pulcr imperium.
No, guess not.
Beg for death, and I'll make it quick. No one cross...
Alright.
Beg for death, and I'll make it quick.
Not everyone has this, and that's what makes it a privilege. And that's why so many people are
Whatever you want.
unaware that they have this privilege.
No one crosses the Shadow Thieves and lives.
Incur.
Yes. Tell me all about it. Of course.
Here we are.
Beg for death.
I'm waiting.
Incurtus pulchr imperium.
No one crosses the shadow thieves and lives.
Incurtus pulchr imperium.
Poison or no, you'll be dead quick enough.
Voxo.
You to die, I think.
Voxo.
Alright. Now we're gonna loot this place.
Whatever you desire.
Incurtus pulchr imperium.
Oops. The very nature of privilege is that people who have it typically don't know it, because privilege is something that, you know, it seems like everyone should have. It seems like everyone should be judged by their own actions and not by the actions of people who happen to be of the
Is that
same
all?
racial category. This is just an antidote, right? Yeah. All shadow thieves have the
Nothing to. Whatever you want. Just ask.
Hilariously, Gorch was still carrying around the letter of transfer we gave him. But not, you'll notice, any of the crap that he was selling. You know, that stuff just basically disappeared. I think this one has a trap on it. Or not. We're gonna go get rid of some of this stuff. and then come back and take care of Maevar.
What would you like? Yes.
Although, actually, I think I'm gonna stop here. Next time we'll be dropping off this stuff. And then we'll take care of Maevar. And then, not sure what we'll do then. I'll have to think about it. Wow, if I'm proof of Maevar's treachery is like my entire quest list right now. Okay, so that's what we'll do next time. We're going to drop off this stuff, kill Maevar, and then do whatever I decide to do, which I haven't decided just yet. But join me then. Later.